According to our calendar, Mondays are for intro to Web3, and every one of you here want to get job in the space. Like Ada writing, Bright writing, Godwin. We're going to figure that out, and then we have other people that's supposed to be in this class. I have social media management, Web3 marketing. Um, I have and two other career lines. So this Monday sessions is to give you insights into the industry because you need to know about the industry for you to even start building career there. On Tuesdays, for people that are going to like niche down to crypto properly, uh, I'll have your classes. Then on Wednesdays, people like Ada, I have your classes. And then on Friday, either me or I'm going to have like a general open live session where I bring someone, a speaker, or me, we take a session about a skill, the industry expectations of that skill. Now, the general for today, being Monday, Intro to Web3, what you'll be learning in native because I specialize in Web3, right? Web3 industry. I'm going to explain what all this I'm saying means because it might be very confusing. And when you come into this space, you want to build a career, you want to get a job. Oftentimes, if you don't understand how the industry goes, you're not how the industry go. You'll not even like be able to fit in, or you'll not be able to. You might have a skill, but being able to apply that skill to the industry is going to be tough for you, which is why this Monday classes exist. Before today, my classes generally I just teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I just teach you how to like get jobs with your skill and expand on your skills and everything. But now I had to like fit in everybody into the picture because the more I'm out there interacting with people that recruit, interacting with the industry professionals, I'm seeing what they want, what they're expecting from you as an individual, as a career person, as a talent looking to access opportunities. So when I see these things, I had to like sit down and rearrange my schedule. And in the past 3 weeks, I've not had any live session because I wasn't very strong health wise. But then I will also use that opportunity to like re-strategize and see how you can get the best out of this. Because at the end of the day, the goal is for you to upskill and then get jobs. So that is the goal of today's class, Intro to Web3 session. So today's class is called Back to Basics, Back to Web3 Basics, and it will hold every Monday in this class. And subsequently, from next week, I'm actually going to be like streaming more live because this is not very specialized to you guys. Those that are paid for, you guys paid for these classes, so your classes start from tomorrow. Like I mean, the main paid version of the mentorships is mostly Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but Mondays and Fridays like for everybody general. So just in case you select more people or see it streamed anywhere, Mondays and Fridays is for general. But today is just for just me and you guys, and tomorrow we niche down. So now what is Web3? So I know someone like that will be wondering, hi Bola, welcome. Someone like Ada would be wondering, what do they say like this Web3? I want to come and learn how to write. Yes, I understand. We want to learn how to write. Very important, very valid. But you need to understand the industry that you're coming into. Or even if you don't want to specialize in Web3 eventually, you're going to like leverage that information if you're going to like work in any industry. For someone like me who has I've worked in Web2, I've okay, have I done fintech? And then even down to gaming industry, like when I was writing content, I've written for gaming industry and even real estate. So there's no way you can be like execute your skill in an industry if you don't understand how that industry functions or the key things about that industry. And I may I've come to love Web3 a lot. I've come to when I transitioned into this industry, and I've come to love it a lot. And knowing that it's the future of tech, AI is the future of tech. Web3 is the future of tech and money. So if you are it's one of the things that you're going to, if you're transitioning, I'm not saying that if you're not in Web3, you can't make money, right? But you know how you need to be relevant. You understand what's going on so that your skill can be relevant as well. So I'm going to explain Web1, Web2, Web3 in the next 30 minutes and then give you room for questions and then we'll continue tomorrow. So let's look at Web1. What exactly is Web1? If you will see Web3, if you go to your internet, go to Google, you're going to type Web3, you will see it's not a new concept, it's not a new terminology, there's nothing new at all. But then what does it really mean? Now, if you seeing that there's three in front of the web, it means that there's Web1, Web2, and Web3, right? So Web1 is the read-only internet. Now, if you were born between the 1990s and the 2000s, that was when Web1 existed. And what I mean by read only is it was the kind of internet whereby there were no buttons, there were no places to comment or share or like posts, or create content. It was just basically read only. Read only. Just like the same way you read your textbook, you read anything that is text, completely text. And the website was static, and you could see I think I remember Yahoo. Yahoo was like one of the first browsers and emails that we had. It's still existing, do you get? But you know how other products like Google came out and became more adopted. If you can see here, just use your emojis or comment section to. All right, great. So it was just a one-way interaction. Somebody uploads content to the internet and you just come and you just read, right? So now we now have, after the 2000s, especially towards 2005, we now evolved into the Web 2. The internet evolved. Now, if you're very conversant with tech, you will see that technology has been evolving, even with the phones you are using. And I remember the first mobile phone that we got in the house back then. In fact, I remember before the phone even came out, we always used to go to like our neighbor to use their landline to call family if we needed to like communicate to anybody. And then eventually, the internet became a thing in Nigeria. Mobile phones came in. SIM card became a big deal. I think SIM card was like very expensive back then. And then so if you look at the way the way mobile phones have evolved, you will see it's even a pointer to how internet too has also evolved over time. So staying abreast with this evolution in tech would also help you in executing your skills, because when an era where if you don't give value with your skills, you won't get paid. And if you're not in touch with the realities of these evolutions, you won't get paid. So it's very important that you know these things. So from 2005, we now have the likes of Web2. And what kind of products the besides seeing from in Web2? We've seen platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That was when the era of content creation started. 2005. Facebook came out. If you remember the first, remember MySpace. MySpace was the first company before Facebook came, and competition just knocked it out of the market and all of that. So we now have like Web 2, and people can now create. It was no longer read only. Remember, Web1 was read only. Now you can now read and interact. So if somebody posts something you like, you can now read and write. Now, how does this even impact careers and jobs? Because this is very important. It helps you to position. Because sometimes when we don't access opportunities, it's not because there are no opportunities. It's just simply we are not yet aligned our capabilities to the opportunities available. So now in Web1, the opportunities themselves, I think that was like the beginning of, that was still the era when we evolved into the fourth industrial revolution. And or even, I think that even came in from Web2 self, the fourth industrial revolution. Back then, if you were a factory worker, you were seen as someone that was you were a big person. You were a very big person. In fact, there are kind of things. You remember the houses that were available then? Kind of houses like you were seeing like a very big important person. Welcome, Priscilla. Welcome, Priscilla. You see as a very big person, and people, if you say, oh, this is where, if you're working at the and this company, people are like, oh wow, your father is a very rich person, and then we'll have start having the likes of this medical courses and law. If you are studying a medical course, you are very, very, very rich. But then Web2 now came and said, hey, you can now create content. YouTube now came. People started having Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, YouTube accounts. People started creating content. And that created a whole new type of jobs. And those kind of jobs, we started having jobs like digital marketing, social media management. Because in Web1, there was no need to even have all these jobs because the problems didn't exist. But now we now evolved to Web2 from 2005. We now had new problems, right? Businesses can now have a social media account. That means they now need somebody who can manage their social media presence. So that's why having important people come on social media to have accounts. So there was not a need for new kind of roles, new names. So I have to like social media manager because social media started existing from 2005. And content creation, being a content creator became a thing. I remember back then in school. I had, there was this lady who she loves content creation, and I just didn't get it. I don't think how someone just have an Instagram account and it doesn't live their life. It was after I left school, that it started making sense because me, I was a bookworm, and I just didn't understand why you just can't like why would you creating content just be. I felt like it wasn't a very serious line of work until even me myself, after I graduated, I just realized that even myself, I needed that service, to reach more people. You need to have someone that has the audience, person that creates content, and then you pay the person. So now we now have content creation as a kind of job. We now have content creation as a career line. We now have things like influencer, right? So that was what Web2 evolution of internet into Web2, whereby you cannot write and create. But then another thing to know about evolution of internet is that for every time tech evolved, the reason why tech is even evolving because there are still problems, and human beings cannot just create one thing and stay quiet. Human beings want to definitely keep tinkering on things, trying to see if they can make some things better. So the more they try to make some things better, realize that this old system, something is really wrong with it. Let's make it better, and they evolve. So they found out that this Web2 has problem. I mean, and for every time this evolution even happened, so there was always a major economic drama going on. Economy, like if you look at the macro, because if you also want to make money, you have to pay attention to the macro events. I mean, what's happening in the world? Because even wars affect the money you make. Wars affect the value of the products you buy. Wars affect even the available jobs. Imagine, even remember COVID. COVID affected jobs, but for people like us who worked from home, right? It didn't affect us because we didn't even have to go anywhere. We were working from home all through that while, like all through that period. We were still working because of what? The work was remote, and the people that were working for didn't actually need us to come physically. After, well, they were not even in Nigeria. They don't even stay in Nigeria. So you can see now that's another thing you need to pay attention to as someone who wants an opportunity. Macro events. How does this impact my job? What are the relevant trends that are happening? Because if you're just focusing on, oh, I want to get a skill, I don't pay attention to the trends that can affect whether that your job because it is relevant or not. You are going to lose sight of the important things. That is making money. Because at the end of everything, we want to make money. We all want to make money, right? Even as I am right this, even if you know how many things I'm like right now, I have something on my table I'm working on. I connect to submit so I can make extra money, right? Everybody is trying to like is still hustling for more, right? I'm taking extra courses because I want to be able to deliver my skill better. I want to be able to earn more money. So if you don't pay attention to all these things, you won't make more. So now in Web2 now, they found out that people write, people create content, but they don't own their space. Look at it now. I don't know if any of you have ever lost your account. Have you ever lost your even WhatsApp self? Have you ever lost your Instagram account or lost your Facebook account or something? In fact, today, I went to my Facebook and they're telling me, what were they even telling me? that they limited my activity, yada yada, suspected activity. I checked. I found out that some of the content I made last year doesn't agree to their guidelines. Some of the content I made about my brand, Falicop, doesn't agree. So these are classes I held last year. And all of a sudden, in 2025, they now realize that that content does not fit into their guidelines and their restriction activity. So that this is why Web3 exists. One of the other accounts I also manage, I found out today that they've suspended their account. I'm like, come on, people. And this is why we have Web3. So now the internet had to evolve to Web3. So today we still have Web2. It's not like, because before now, Web2 has to completely like phase into Web2. But Web2 doesn't have to go away for Web3 to exist, because Web3 still works hand in hand with Web2. So because in Web3, you write, you create content, and you can now own. Because in Web2, there was no ownership. I mean, Facebook owner can wake up one morning and say, hey, I don't like your face, I don't like your content, let us shut you down. Instagram, same thing. I don't like your face, I don't like your content, let us shut you down. You might not even do anything wrong. I know people that they're just running business. I know someone that all she does is she sells clothes. She sells thrift clothes, and she woke up one morning and her account was gone. So those are challenges of Web2. But in Web3, it doesn't exist because you own your account. Nobody can wake up one morning and shut you down, because it's also built on a technology that doesn't make that happen. And that technology is called the blockchain technology. Now, this is where in every tech, in every evolution, you have to find where your skill falls in. For people like Godwin now, we're going to get to a point in class. I'm going to point you to how you can figure out. We're going to figure out which areas that you're going to which, or maybe you already know, but how to transition your skills that you already have into these industries. Bola already knows what she's doing, and Priscilla as well, and Adan the rest. So now, in this Web3 now, you create, you write, and you own. So pay attention to these things. Web1, you can only write. Web2, you create and you write. And then in Web3, you create, write, own. Write, create, own. You cannot own. Come on. Please confirm you can hear me. I don't know if my internet has been glitching. Please confirm you can hear me, please. Let's hope that we're talking to us. Please, can you still hear me? Okay, 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 great. Awesome. So, awesome. So now in this Web3 internet, right? You don't just read, write. Excuse me. You don't just read, you don't just write, you also, you don't just create content, you also own your content. And we have social media platforms that actually do not censor your content. The like of Farcaster. Farcaster is completely decentralized. So the key nature of this Web3 is decentralization. Now, what do I mean by decentralization? In Web2, the like of Facebook, there's centralization by somebody somewhere controls what happens. So they can say, I don't like your account, and they shut you down. But in Web3, there's no that control is not there. If the control is decentralized, in a way that in what we call how do I explain this? How do I break it this thing now to be very simple? Now imagine a company whereby there's no single person that takes a single decision. Before a decision will be passed, every partner that's involved must come together to agree on that decision. That is similar to what happens in Web3. So Web3, so nobody can actually, in fact, anything you do is like associated with your account, and nobody can touch it. So that is the key, one of the key nature or the key feature of Web3, decentralization. There's no central power looking to bring down anything you're doing, right? But another thing to pay attention to too, another key feature or key element of Web3 is also community. Because in Web2, we have the likes of whereby the big companies like make the ultimate decision. But in Web3, it's the people, the communities make the decision. If the community decide that they don't like your product is gone. You cannot do nothing you can do about it because nobody they don't like you, they don't like you. So the communities decide what stays and what doesn't stay. So if you really want your product to thrive, you have to learn how to build for the people or bring community to your side, to your side of your product. So that's another key part of this. So another thing I want to pay attention to is that we're in a time whereby the technology is fading into the background. Because even as a writer, for someone like Vivian and Bright, both of you write. When you write, your goal must always be to communicate the value of the product and not talk about the technical parts, the technical jargons. Now, there's a place to talk about technical jargons if you are a technical writer. But even as a technical writer, a technical writer's role is to break down processes, make it that anybody reading the documents will be able to understand what this process is about. So, because at the end of the day, we are trying to reach the end users, right? This is a digression. We're trying to reach the end users. So, whatever skill you're going to use in the nearest future, always have the user at the back of your mind. That's what I'm trying to say. So I've talked about decentralization. Another key concept of Web3 is trustless system. Trustless system. You don't need to trust a middleman. If you look at our world today, for you to get value, somebody has to be between you and your value. Let's use the bank, for example. The bank is between you and your money. Because you're not holding your money. Your money is in a bank. And one day you could get to the bank and just tell you, hello, you can't access your money. You speak English from here now to tomorrow. They'll tell you to come next week. Before you know it, you're frustrated and you're at the ends of your hairs are literally standing on end. You don't even know what to do. But in Web3 is run on a trustless system whereby the trust is on code. Right? Your money is with you. And whenever you want to cash out your money, you're not cashing, there's nobody, you are getting instant value. We have platforms these days, let me even give you one of the reasons why I love Web3 is because of the value. Me personally, like this, the value gives me personally. Because when I started my career as a someone online, my online career, my digital career, after I left school, it was hard to convert the money I earned. I mean, I worked on Fiverr. I earned $80. My first $80 I ever earned ever. I couldn't access it because as a Nigerian, to access your dollar you have to go through. If you don't have a PayPal account, then you're already. And you know how PayPal and Nigeria are not in talking terms. I don't know why they are calling for years, but they're not in talking terms. And I know eventually by the time I cashed out that money, I had already lost $20 from the money because I had to go through a friend. But so when I saw the value that crypto, Web3, blockchain is bringing, I was like, oh my God, I was ready to leave every other industry and jump into the industry because it means that I can just easily, if I make my $10, I cash it out straight up into my account. No unnecessary middleman inside. Whether I'm in Nigeria or I'm in anywhere. In fact, there was even a time when I went for a company's a company we had a forum. We had a company hangouts in Kenya. I suffered this thing when I was in Kenya. I was supposed to when I got to the airport and I needed to get to my hotel, I didn't change my money from Nigeria. So by the time I got there and I needed to pay the cab man, so I had to call a friend and a co-worker to help me, and he was able to pay the driver. And back then, Nigerian cards were still very functional. And when I paid that on my card, even the rates, the naira to dollar rate was so crazy that I felt like I wasted a lot of money. Then just because I just couldn't spend naira over there. But if then when this was happening, these solutions that can now solve this thing were not really very popular in Nigeria. But now we have the solutions in Nigeria. Now we have the solutions in Kenya now. But that time it wasn't there. So I couldn't even spend the crypto I was earning because I was paid. I was being paid in crypto. I was being paid in dollars, but I couldn't spend it directly there. But now we have those solutions. So this is one of the reasons why, because me personally, I know the value it has brought for me. So when I preach Web3 for careers, I know I'm a first beneficiary of the value it brings. The fact that you can spend your money anywhere you are in the world without worrying about conversion, without worrying about, oh, I'm in America, how do I convert my naira? I'm in wherever, I'm in Canada, how do I, without worrying about all those things, without worrying about any third party, without worrying about any middleman. So that's one of the key value that Web3 brings as well, especially people coming from this part of the world where we have currency stability. Today the naira to dollar conversion is this rate and that rate, and you need to fight inflation by all costs. You need to maintain this thing because when between 2021 and now, between lockdown and now, I know how much in 2020, $1 to naira was 400 naira, 400 naira dollar, and now how much is it today? It's 1,528. 1,528 per dollar today in the space of how many years? So at the end of the day, people that are from this part of the world need to maintain that the value of their currency. So I'm just painting it with a picture of the value this Web3 brings for us. So it's in this Web3 we find the likes of behind Web3 we have blockchain. That's the technology powering the Web3. And then we have crypto. Crypto just is the transaction, the financial side of it. The cryptocurrency is the money side of it. The money side of it is crypto. The technology is blockchain. And then the internet, where all these things are functioning, is Web3. So another thing that you're going to notice in this industry is tokenization. Everything can be tokenized. I mean, we are in what we call the internet capital market. What do I mean? Anybody can create money. That is, tokenization means that you can even, let's say you have a plot of land now, or you are in your village now, for example. To build something in your village, everybody needs to come together. Maybe there's a plot of land that you want to build upon, or maybe you want to even sell. To figure out how to, or maybe you want to even raise money to build something in your village. And to figure out how people can contribute to that project, there cause a lot of drama. You know how village people can be, and how things can even be safe just to share maybe to figure out something's going to run, the human factor. But then with the Web3 space, tokenization, that piece of land can be tokenized on the blockchain, and people can invest in that village. People can invest in that community by buying pieces of the token versions of that land. Or it might even be the community, or it might even be a natural resource that's found in that community. People can say, okay, wow, I like this community because of the value the community can bring, or the potential of this community. Let's invest in this community. But how can they invest in it? Like how do they even start? But if the community is tokenized, or natural resources are tokenized on the blockchain, people can come together and buy token versions of that resource, and that community can raise money to develop. So these are one of the advantages of this Web3. Anything can be token, including your cup. Arts. That's why we have arts. We have different kind of artworks these days that are worth ridiculous amount of money. And you're wondering, don't be ordinary picture. It's not just a picture. Why is it worth $20,000? Like, why is it even worth this amount? Because same way arts, physical arts have value based on who is buying it, or based on its rarity. That same way in the Web3 space, the digital versions of those arts are also worth a lot more. Like, I mean, the first tweet by the owner, the first person that built Twitter before he sold it to Elon Musk, I think it was worth how much? Like, crazy amount of money. I was like, can you imagine? Just because it was called the first tweet that he tweeted. when he launched the platform, and it was worth a lot of money. So that's how this space is. Money can be created. Now, this also creates a bunch of different things like scams, because that means people can create scam things out of thin air, because money can be created out of thin air in this space. Just make people believe in the product. If you can get people to believe in the product you created, you can make money in this space. That's another way people are making money. People are building stuff, and they build community around it. People just believe in the vision of that product, and then they begin to buy into what you're selling, and voila, you make money. Just that same way people do it, people trust you. You can lose that trust easily if you don't meet up to your promises. So tokenization is one of the key features of this Web3 as well. Like I said, this Mondays is a day to break down technologies that will help you fit into these industries, industry much better. So why does Web3 matter to your career? So this is the ownership economy, right? You don't just use a product, you can own a piece of it. Part of it, you can own it. So, and as someone that's about to build career in this space, make sure you don't participate in a product without using it. But that's the best way, because people have career people in this space. They are valued based on, you can't say you're a writer and you never use the product you are writing about. Let's take for example now. Okay, let me share my screen briefly. Let me share my screen briefly. I should show you guys something. Let me make it a bit real, a bit relatable. So I'm going to go to okay, let me use okay. So I'm going to go to end of starting.fun. If from there I can go to go to products. Let me go to products.superteam Nigeria. I hope I'm on the right website. So I'm going to share my screen briefly. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Let me if you see my screen. Network. I don't know if you see my screen. I don't know if you see my screen. So then allow me to see what I'm doing. You as well. So the support just internet. Okay, that's what is affecting this thing. So let me see what I'm going to do next. It's on our website. This one, market cap. So what I wanted to explain is I wanted to use products to show you guys what I'm trying to say. So why should you even bother to build a career in Web3, right? And not any other industry like even Web2 or fintech or anything. So one, ownership. There are just so many, like I don't just, for me as a person, I'm not just earning from the job I do. I can earn from communities I belong to just by participating in what they are doing. In fact, one of the ways that I was able to earn early this year was through something like this. Just because a product in the community I belong to decided that they wanted to reward the members with free tokens, and we all got free tokens, worth up to um 4 digits plus in dollars, right? And we got it just because we were part of that community. So you're not just earning from your skill. If you are well positioned, if you're leveraging opportunities in this space, there are just different diverse way for you to earn. And as long as you're part of something, you can't be in your house, of course, definitely not be in your house, not participating or engaging and expect to earn. So if you're adding value as well, you also earn. There's just a lot of maybe by tomorrow by that time maybe I'll get screenshots, or my internet should be better. The system is just crazy. Okay, I think it's opening. One of the websites is opening. So now, the next reason is I'm going to be fast now, so give us time to ask questions. So supposed to give us assignments. I like giving assignments because it has to show me what. Okay, so this one has opened. So now, this website started 2 years ago, and I'm a member here, I'm one of the members. Lots of opportunities. So if you're a writer, you need to make sure, if you're writing, even social media manager, whatever it is, look at this social media manager role now. Because but it's just, I think it's for Indians. It's just for Indians. But you can try every other thing here. The opportunities here to participate in, whether into content, design, development, other things. Create your account. So I wanted to use this. So these are different products. Nigeria, what was Nigerian owned? Spots in Nigeria. Oh, wow, the other opportunities down here. Interesting. Create a viral video. Educational memes. Viral video. Wow. Ending in 17 days. Nice. Creative video. Wow. So these are things that can even help you build your skills if you like to explore all these opportunities and all of that. I'm just see if I can see all past opportunities, so I can show you guys something. So let me just use any of these products. So these are different products. This is a Odin boards, Daba Network, Triad, Magic Eden. These are different products in the space, and you can be a part of their community. You can earn whatever it is that they are doing. You can invest in what if you like what they are doing a lot, or believe in what they are doing. You can buy, if they have a token, you can even buy their token and it goes up, it gives you profits. But most importantly, I like to preach about careers because it's more sustainable. I mean, if you get paid monthly, it's better than depending on speculative tokens that you never can really tell whether they're going to do well or not. But then, like I said, the other side of also being part of a community is that you can earn, if there are things like what we call airdrops and quotes, or decide to reward members of the community for being a member or for being committed. Or you can even explore these are about called bounties, participate and also earn. You can participate in contests and hackathons. These are different opportunities for you to earn. There's even AI in Web3 as well. There's decentralized AI. There are websites in Web3 that you can use to create platforms, AI platforms that you use create. All you have to just type, create a website that can help me do this, right? So there are platforms like that as well. So another thing is the borderless opportunity. I already mentioned to you that the jobs are global. I've only worked for one. I've only worked for 2 Nigerian companies when I was starting my career journey in 2019 in this Web3 space, and of recent, in between, I worked for a UK company, I worked for an Indian company. What was the other company again? So it's global. And even when I was working for Nigerian companies, I wasn't good to physical location. I wasn't really good. I was working from home, and it suited my life very well. As when I got married, and now I have a child. So it fits into my my daily realities as a mom and as a wife and as the life I wanted for myself, and being able to do other things I wanted to do as well. So the opportunity is borderless. you can be in Nigeria and you're working for a product anywhere in the world, as long as they support remote opportunity. So I'm saying this for the sake of every other person here who is not conversant with this I just said. Um, there are new business models, like the way adverts run. In fact, in the crypto space, we don't trust your regular ad. If you're going to do an ad in crypto, you have to do it differently. Okay. Let me see if I can find a crypto ad. Okay, I'm going to share. I'm going to get crypto ads and share with us. You want it must be creative. It must not feel like ad. It must feel like I must see the value in it. Not your regular way, or you just see you're coming to obviously sell me something. Like crypto ads among sometimes doesn't even really sell you something. It's just showing you what's the vision of the product. So proof of work in Web3. See, all these people that tell me, show me how to write CV. One of the reasons why I added CV as one of the lessons on the website is because of, people might need it to actually put their CVs together. But trust me, resumes and CV does not work here. In fact, the conversation I had 3 weeks ago with a recruiter in these spaces, he doesn't like resumes. In fact, today like this, an opportunity that I'm even exploring for myself, the person said, I don't want a resume. Just simply show me how you think. So you have to actually sit down and write how you think. So it's not even about you putting your resume together and say, okay, so it does not work here. People want to see. That's why personal branding is more powerful in this space than any other industry, right? So yeah, that even gives you opportunity as a person who is new to the industry to prove yourself. Because if you are, resume forces you to say, okay, maybe you need a work experience to have one, which sometimes you actually really don't. But in this space, you don't need a work experience to start proving that you know what you're saying. So the resumes also don't really work here. Proof of work is always greater than CV. So your contributions, your online presence matter more than any traditional resumes. And high growth factors, like this is a high growth industry. I mean, there's games, play to earn, there's AI, there's okay, you can find a corner in this Web3 and stay there, contribute, and begin to make money. The challenge is that people want to make money first before they contribute. But the thing is, if you continue pursuing making money first before you contribute, that money might be far away from you, because people want to see the value you have to offer first before that. In fact, one of the opportunities I've gotten, a time that I wrote 9 articles and I got paid $900 for it. Why? Because the person saw what I was posting on LinkedIn and reached out to me and said, okay, can you, how much do you charge? I said, okay, this is what I charge. And I wrote 9 articles and then got paid. And I just got paid. It was just a conversation. They don't even know what I look like. We've never had a video conversation. It was just a Telegram conversation and a LinkedIn conversation. And that was all. And I got paid. Even although I worked for an Indian company for over 2 years, they don't know what I look like today. It was just a WhatsApp conversation that we used to have. And I get paid at the end of the month. So these things are the reasons why this industry is interesting. But you need to, proof of work is very important. Your contributions are very important. Your personal brand is very important. So if you're not ready to commit, this is where your commitment is directly proportional to the value you get. So if you're not ready to be consistent, in fact, one of the committees I joined in recently, to your proof of work is your alpha, right? The guy is always employing people, but he told me personally, like I had a conversation, with him, and he said, okay, this is what he looks out for in people. I'm like, yeah. So I told him, like, exactly. I just normally share my resume because oftentimes some people ask for it, but in real sense, that's not actually what qualifies you for the job. They want to see how you think. So, career paths in this space are very plenty. It can be anything. You can have all manner of names. You can, like, so because we're going to, like, look into all of that, like deep dive into that tomorrow. But we have non-tech roles, tech roles, that's writing, business management, development, marketing, all of those things in Web3, community management, partnership, designers, name it. And sometimes the name is even new. You can even be a meme designer. It's someone that's very good at designing memes, or a video. Just, it can even, the name might just come out tomorrow. They can even craft a name and craft an office for you. That's how flexible this industry is. So now, based on this I just said now, I'm going to give you guys an assignment and I'll take your question. So these products now, I want to believe you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? All right, so this website now, this website is games. Then you got to go to this product, this other product, right? This other product. I want you to so this is a Nigerian product. This is a Nigerian crypto product that helps you to Aza helps you is on WhatsApp. It's a product, it's a WhatsApp bot that helps you to buy and sell your crypto instantly to your account number. You can convert your money straight into your account ASAP. So look at this product. Open to your WhatsApp and just give a feedback about it on your Twitter. Now, if you are someone who is already a content creator, if you already know how to create content with videos, you can give this a shot. It's ending in 17 days. If you are not, just do this assignment. This is your first step at creating proof of work for yourself. So for someone like Bola now, who's already like looking into social media management and marketing, look at their, so if I click on it now, see their website and see their Twitter account. Look at the Twitter account. Find out what they can do differently. For someone like Ada and Bright, look at this product, write about it. Just very short write-up, just can be a tweet. Write about it, like write about your experience with the product. For someone like Godwin, give your feedback about the product. On your account. What I want to see in my DM is a link to your Twitter account based on this. Who else is here? Priscilla. Priscilla, do you have an X account? Okay, Priscilla, you're looking to be, you're a project manager. You need one, my dearest sister. You need an X account. To access opportunities in this space, you need an X account. Not like if you don't have it, you might not access an account, but really, if you're not building in public, it means that you have a network you need to leverage. And able to have a network you need to leverage, you need to be part of a community where you're interacting actively, where people actually know you, where you're building a real network. So if you're not building a real network, you have to be building in public. And most times, these two actually work hand in hand. So you need an X account. So when I see your links, if I've not followed you, I'll follow you when I see your links. So Priscilla, create an X account and create an S account and do this. So for your project manager point of view, what you already know as of today, your knowledge about project management, right? What are the things you would do if we are working on that project? Write a tweet about it, send me the link. Who else is on this call? So please note your assignments because I'm expecting it between now and Thursday. Even though it's too long, Thursday is even far, but I'm just going to give us some time to do that. Who else is on this call? Okay, that's about that. So shoot me your questions. Shoot me your questions.
Okay, ma. This is not really. I don't know. Can I go ahead?
Okay. Yes, please.
I wanted to know, like, the products that we are meant to, the assignment that you just gave, like, if you could take it back, because what I'm seeing on the screen, I'm not really getting to understand the the company and the products with what I'm seeing on my screen.
Oh, okay. Even with this website, you can actually use Azure.com. If you go to use Azure.com, it takes you to whatever you need to see. Let me go back. Let me go back. So I'm going to send out this website, right? So I'll send out this website, but then this is the this is their own original task. So if you already know how to make videos, like you know how to create a product video, you can get the shots. This is the bounty to be won. Um, this is the money that needs to be that will be won. So this is how the money will be shared. First prize $500, 200, 300, 200. So people are is a competition to whose content is the best, that's best answers this. So this is the website useasa.com. This is their handle on Twitter, x.com/useasa. So this should give you anything you need to know. This should give you any information, whether you are doing the writing content, you're doing project management, you do social media, you're trying to, so I'm expecting your content in my DM. Your link, only your Twitter link, unless you have a question. I don't know, did that clarify it, Priscilla? Priscilla,
Yes, it
that
did.
clarify
Thank
it. But I have a question.
Yes, yes, it did. Thank you.
All right, okay. Well, I have a question.
Yes, I do. I have a question. Can I can I ask now?
Yeah, yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, so it's not it's about Web3, but not about the topic we discussed today. So what I wanted to ask is, there's just a lot of information going on online. Like, the more I'm learning, I'm trying out different sites and watching content. There's just a different some people are like, oh, you can come into Web3 space and start earning $5,000, $2,000, this one, that one. And I'm like, I think for some people, maybe they're just trying to bait you so you buy their courses, because it's becoming confusing. I know that there's a lot of money in the Web3 space, but like, what is a realistic salary range for people, like, let's say, one, for people that are just entering, that they're just learning a new skill, they're trying to just enter, and then people like me, that I already have something I'm doing and I already have experience, I just want to transfer that experience to Web3. Like, what's a realistic salary range that I can go for? And you once said something that's like the first question, or maybe after this one
Okay.
I'll ask you the second one, or should I just say the two of them at once?
Yeah, ask the second question because I want to show you something about salary expectation from a recruiter's point of view. The guy I told you
Okay.
guys I spoke to, he made a post about this. People he had hired in the past few weeks and how much salary they negotiated for them. So I wanted to show you. Um,
Okay. So
I
let me
want to
just.
go to his X account to show you.
Okay, ma.
Listen to
Okay.
Go ahead and ask the second question.
Okay, so the second question is, you said that job boards don't work. Like, even if they work, you're going to be competing against a lot of people,
Sorry,
and I agree.
go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma? Hello.
Yes, please. I can hear you. Network is just glitching. I can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying that you said job boards don't work, or even if they do work, you'll be competing against a lot of people globally, and I agree, because even in Web2 spaces, if you're using places like Indeed.com, you would really get an interview. So if applying to all these jobs online does not work, what works? Do we pitch to projects, or how do we get?
Okay. Bola, how many times did I call you?
Hello, ma.
How many times did I call?
Two
Because
times.
this question just asked me now. This question just asked me now. It's not a question. That is the reason why. Okay. Okay, fine. The course on the website would have given you a head start on this question if you had completed it already. Second part of the website are different things to do that are not applying on websites to get you a job. So, from I think tomorrow we have a class tomorrow, and we have a class to everybody, almost everybody here. I think apart from Bright and Ada, I have their class on Wednesday, but I will do a deeper dive on that tomorrow. But if you already finished the course on the website, you would have had a head start on this question. It's because there are several ways to do it. Even the community I added you to, Bola. I know I'm calling your name. I added the community, the hype. I sent you a link to that community, and I know what took that guy to that community. Yeah, it's currently locked. That community is almost a privileged community at this point. People are not being let in, and the community right now is for people that he's planning to hire for projects. So he wants them to be there, and he even outlined what you need to do to keep yourself ready and prepared to access opportunities. He even tried to give a template in that group right there, where what he said was one of the things he said is you pick products that you use on platforms on website like DeFi Llama, for example, or even rootdata.com, for example, and you pick products and then you use X to talk about can do differently or what they are currently doing, and you can analyze what they are doing, you can write about their project, you can compare it. The point is you want to get their attention, and then you write about them maybe for like 7 days or 7 days, and then you look at what they are doing and assume you are an intern at the project. Assume this is his own strategy now, right? I have several other strategies that's on the website and also in the class that I'm going to share. I even give you guys a thread to do a summary of. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the answers we're looking for and things we've been given, just that we've not used it. The thread I shared with you people to do a summary of. Did you go through it? Okay, let's not even go there. So when you done some content about a project for some time on X, maybe a week or so, you draft out, assume you're already working in a project, you draft out what you would do differently to get them a specific kind of result, maybe like a 7-day plan. You share 1-2 days of it. You go to the DM of the people on the project and reach out and say, okay, I even have a screenshot of one of the guys that did this recently from that committee I added you to. When he reached out, and then the guy said this is the kind of people that he will respond to and definitely give a job. And what did DM say? The DM said, hi, I like what you're doing at this project, and this is I like what you're doing. Okay, yes, that was even the last session I was going to be holding recently. He said, I redesigned, because the guy is a designer, I redesigned your banner. I feel like this will work better than what you already have. So you showed proof of work instantly and all of that. And the guy was like, this is the kind of person I would rather hire. Am I making sense to you guys? About my network has said to disappear.
Yes,
I
can hear
we are
you.
supposed to be done by now. Okay, so then you reach out to this project and say, hi, and tell them that, hi, I like what you're building, and this is this is how you can do this to achieve a different result. Do this, do that, and if you give me opportunity, I can do this for you for a month. If you like the results, and we'll talk about extending my stay in your project. The point is to show how you think, to show they can actually bring value to the project. This is one of the ways to get a job outside applying from a job board, because job boards don't work. Even Rob, that's the guy that I added into his community. Rob hires for high talent, and he doesn't believe in resumes or applying on job boards. But there are several other ways to go about it. So we'll talk about it more tomorrow. We'll have a class tomorrow, so we'll talk about it more tomorrow. I'm already behind time. What's going on? So sorry. Can you guys hear me? So I need to end this class right now.
Yes, ma, I can hear you. Ma, how about the first question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma. Hello.
Let's talk. Oh. Oh yes. My ex refused. Okay, let me go to network is really limiting me to distance. I just understand it. I need to end this class in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, there goes the network. Please, network, come back. Sorry, I'm trying to access my ex so I can get you. So let me quickly answer your question. Can you still hear me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so let me quickly answer you. Okay. I'm open on my phone. I wasn't opening on my laptop. I just don't know why it was taking forever. So 9 hours ago, he shared some position they filled for data analysis roles. So for data monetization, it was 200K annual payment. Data engineer 160K. Data analysis 130K to 180K. Data ops engineer 140. These are for people that already have skills. Data scientist 170 skills. This is annual salaries. This had open roles. Data scientist role is open for 3 people. Data analysis role is open. Principal data scientist is open. As of for marketing, I think he hired from marketing recently as well. Sorry, let me check how much he. So, but if you are new to the industry, if you're very new to the industry, you can earn as low as $400-$500 per month. That is about 700K, 800K ish naira. That's if you're new to the industry, you can earn as low as 400K, 500. What am I saying? $400, $500 a month. But it's usually higher than that, right? For lead roles, you can earn up to $1,000, $2,000 higher. Like new. So because sometimes your location to also affect how much you'll be paid. Can you still hear me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you.
Those are the realistic amounts you earn. So people have earned as low as 200, but 200 is more like maybe the projects can afford to really pay you. That's $200. They can afford to really pay you. So maybe they're giving you that and probably some incentive on the side. For some projects, they give you maybe $300, $400, and then add things like health insurance, like side benefits, the side benefits that comes to it, like to add something to the packages to make it worth your while. Like HMO is really big. It's a really big deal because HMO costs up to for a year. HMO can cost up to like 300, 400K, 200K for one person. So they use it as to substitute your salary depending on how big the project is. So that is realistic for somebody coming into the industry and all of that. But it goes up from there. It can be more. I'm just saying you can even negotiate for more, right? And though they can't pay, someone from US will definitely earn more because of their economic system, the value of their money, more than someone from Africa, right? Because of the things that we don't have a lot of all this. Someone from the UK can earn more because everything there is taxed. Everything is just but some earn more than Nigeria. But the point is, $500, $1,000, $800 can be a starting point for you, growing up. Did I answer your question? I've
Yes,
seen people
mama.
that
Thank
earn,
you.
yes, I've seen people that were earning $100 per week. all these community roles earn per week because maybe the project spent 30% out to see if the person will stay for the long term. So they pay people per week or bi-weekly, $100, $200, So people are even willing to do a few tasks for $50 per week. But the end point is maybe dollar to naira conversion is really not less than 400k for a new BO, but it's even small. It's very, 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 very small compared to dollar equivalent. The dollar equivalent is usually like 500 up. So that's the answer to your question. So sometimes most of the things you see online are actually inflated or not very realistic, or sometimes they can actually be very realistic. Sometimes it's all about your pitching or how you're able to present your value, the value you can bring to the table. Do you get? So like he hired, let me tell you the one he hired. CEO, $230K per year, head of growth, $220,000 per year, head of marketing, $280,000. So all these lead roles and higher. Any roles are not lead roles or senior roles and lower, but it doesn't exceed. I don't think I've seen lower than $100,000 or $80,000 per year per annum. Yes. So like I said, it can vary based on your negotiation skills and your location as well. So please, I need to jump off this call. I have another meeting that's already started since 9 o'clock. So I need to jump off. All right. See you tomorrow. Ada, I didn't get to hear from you, Sha, but we'll talk later. We'll talk in the DM or in our class subsequently because we're already behind time. Same thing for you, Godwin. I didn't get to hear from you. But you are following it, right? I don't know if you have any challenge or anything.
Yeah.
Talking in DM. Okay. We're talking in DM and subsequently in subsequent classes this week.
That's fine.
And I'm going to upload this on my YouTube channel to make it easily accessible for anyone, and then update the website as well. So please, I'm begging people, take the courses on the website very seriously. In your free time, bring out an hour, 30 minutes, take the course on the website. It gives you a head start to these classes that we have here. And if you actually apply them, you might even get your results faster than these live sessions. Okay. So I thank you and see you in subsequent classes. And do enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right. Thank you.